Teams that trailed by 9 or more points in the final 3 minutes of an NBA Finals game had a combined record of 0-182. Indiana made it 1-182 on the road, without their best player having a single field goal. A 23-year-old Ant-Man took LeBron James and Luka Doncic to school and sent them home early. A rookie from the Celtics tore his Achilles in the greatest game of his career. And a cold-blooded point guard hit 4 game winners in a single postseason, including one with 0.3 seconds left in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. The contenders who had the throne for the taking before a single ball was tipped in the 2025 playoffs, the stage was already extraordinary. Out west, OKC was the heavy favorite top seed, MVP frontrunner, the most terrifying young core in the league. LA had constructed a dream team after landing Luka Doncic in a blockbuster trade, pairing him with LeBron James in what looked like a guaranteed championship formula. Golden State had retooled around a healthy Steph Curry, and a newly acquired Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green was so confident he told the world on live TV they were going to win the title. Out east, Cleveland had gone 64-18, the kind of regular season dominance that made everyone wonder if they were finally for real. Boston had just won their 18th championship and were gunning for back-to-back.
Here with the fourth.
Boy, he's so crafty. He does a lot.
You got to keep it happy. But I love what Kenny Atkinson said. He was almost referencing Oak. There's that forced turnover. Short. Foul by Mitchell. It's turnovers. And now they're down the other end. That's the fourth one. Jerome thought he was fouled down the other end. You see him pleading his case there. He's had a quiet night offensively, but he's done just elite defense.
Making Donovan just uncomfortable. You can't stop Donovan Mitchell.
This is not an Oklahoma City team that you beat off the dribble. They never...
Short. Kicks it back out.
The East erupts Brunson's ankle breaker, and Halliburton's revenge round 1 in the East handed us the moment that set the tone for everything that followed. New York and Detroit tied at 113 with 20 seconds left and a series on the line. 8 seconds on the clock. Jalen Brunson stops on a dime, destroys Osar Thompson's ankles, and buries a 3 for 40 points on the night. Series over. But the real fireworks in the East were in the Pacers-Bucks series. The Athletic had released an anonymous player poll naming Tyrese Halliburton the most overrated player in the entire NBA. On April 22nd, the very night that story was still making rounds, Halliburton dropped 21 points, 5 rebounds, and 12 assists in Game 2 to go up 2-0. Then, with Indiana down 7 in overtime of Game 5 after Damian Lillard had suffered a devastating Achilles tear that put his entire career in jeopardy, Halliburton converted and won. Nembhard hit a 3 from the logo, and Halliburton blew past Giannis for the layup to close it out. Not for voice editor must add real clip, overrate that.
That's an incredible play there by
61-59, Halliburton. Kuzma on a switch. Over. Bobby Portis connects. Giannis goes down.
got it being caught.
Milwaukee. Smith. Indiana by 1. Here's Halliburton getting to the rim. Ties it. 10.8 to go.
And then somehow the Pacers went and did it again in round 2, turning a 7-point deficit with 48 seconds left against Donovan Mitchell's 48-point night into a soul-crushing Cavaliers loss when Halliburton rebounded his own missed free throw and stepped back for the game winner. Indiana stole 2 games in Cleveland and ended the no. 1-seed season in 5. The fall of the champs Tatum's Achilles. One of basketball's cruelest moments. Knicks versus Celtics in round 2 was supposed to be the showcase series of the East, and it started that way. Boston twice built 20-point leads. Twice the Knicks erased them. Miles Bridges hit steals at the buzzer in back-to-back games to steal the first 2 on the road in what can only be described as highway robbery. Game 4 in New York. Jason Tatum is a man-possessed 42 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals, 2 blocks. The most complete performance of his career, saving Boston's season in real time in the building that hated him most. Tatum didn't finish the game. Boston didn't finish the series. The Knicks won in 6, and just like that, Indiana's next victim was set. The Pacers were now 2 rounds deep in a Cinderella run that the entire country was starting to believe in, and standing between them and the finals was a young superstar in Oklahoma City who had been destroying the West all season. Segment 4, Westside Warfare Ants Takeover and the Ska Joker Classic. While the East was burning down, the West gave us its own masterpiece in round 1. The Lakers had LeBron, they had Luka, and they had absolutely no answer for a 23-year-old Anthony Edwards who decided this was the moment he crossed from rising star to superstar. Edwards was the best player in that series. LeBron on the court. Luka on the court. Didn't matter. Edwards averaged over 30 points a game, went for a step-back 3 that had everybody screaming, and sent the 3 seed home in 5 games. Jokic opened that series with 42 points, 22 rebounds, and 6 assists. Not a typo. The Thunder responded with a 43-point stomping in Game 2. Game 3 was a war that went to overtime, Denver winning to go up 2-1. Then OKC took games 4 and 5 and needed a game 7 against the 68-win Nuggets to advance. With his team up 25 in the third quarter of that game 7, Ska officially won the MVP battle, and Oklahoma City punched their ticket to the conference finals. Segment 5. The finals Halliburton's 0.3 seconds and J-Dub's 40-point arrival by the time we got to Indiana versus OKC in the NBA Finals. The whole world expected a quick Oaksy coronation. Game 1 only seemed to confirm it. The Thunder led the entire night. Skay dropped 38, and Indiana turned the ball over 25 times. With 2 minutes left, it wasn't even close. And then, because this was Indiana, it was. Down 9 with under 3 minutes to go. The Pacers ran off 10 straight. Skay missed a fadeaway that would have sealed it. The rebound lands with Halliburton. No timeout. He pushes, probes at half court, drives right at Cason Wallace, and pulls up from 21 feet. It rattles around the rim. It drops. 0.3 seconds left. Indiana's first lead of the entire game. The building erupts. The stat afterward tells you everything teams that trailed by 9 or more in the final 3 minutes of an NBA Finals game had gone 0 and 182 before this night. Halliburton made it 1 and 182. OKC responded the only way a great team can, with dominance. They won Game 2 by 16. They fought for Games 3 and 4. And then in Game 5, with Halliburton hobbling on a calf strain and barely scoring, Jalen Williams introduced himself to the entire NBA world. Game 6 forced a Game 7. Halliburton played through the calf, and early in the first quarter, 9 points in 90 seconds. A logo 3, the crowd going absolutely insane. The strained calf gave out completely. Achilles, gone. The most devastating injury of the postseason in the most important game of Halliburton's life. And you could see it on his face the moment he hit the floor. He knew. Indiana's Cinderella run ended in the third quarter of that Game 7. Oaks' defense forced 7 turnovers and outscored them 34-20 in the frame. Ska hit a 3 in the fourth to put the finishing touches on the most complete season by a player and a team in years. Oklahoma City's first championship, the MVP, the scoring title, the finals MVP, all Ska. The 2025 NBA playoffs gave us everything heroes, heartbreak, history, and moments we're still talking about a year later. If this video had you reliving every single scene, smash that like button right now. It helps get this in front of every basketball fan who deserves to see it. Subscribe and hit the notification bell, because we're covering the 2026 playoffs the exact same way every moment, every breakdown, every story worth telling. Drop a comment and let me know what was the moment of the 2025 playoffs for you. I'm reading every single one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.